Alrighty, we have some updates since we last talked here on the channel on our live stream. We talked about switching niches, or at least refining our niche. And oh boy, here we go again. Why does it do that? Okay, that just screwed me up. But here we go. It was playing in the background, so it kind of made it sound really weird on my end. But anyway, as I was saying, we are going to kind of give you an update, a report, if you will, on what's happened since in a week's time. And what's kind of crazy is up until this morning, I would say things were not going good. They weren't going good at all. I was feeling down. Scotty was feeling down. And let me just say, this whole YouTube thing, it can be a roller coaster ride. You're up, you're down, you're kind of just coasting. Then all of a sudden you hit a little bump and you go down again. And then you go ahead and you hit a high, and then you start flying through the sky again and you feel great. And then all of a sudden you start going down. And well, this morning, I actually was very surprised because there was a video that I did yesterday, or I posted it yesterday, and it was doing just like the others. It was just doing okay. And again, just like, man, like, when's this thing going to ever take? And this morning I was pleasantly surprised because we had a really good uptake. And I say a good uptake for us to be able to get 70 views an hour. That's above average. Now, we've had some videos on this channel that have gotten as much as 2,000 views per hour. That's the most I've ever had. And it's only happened that one time. It's since dwindled down to now where we're getting maybe 5 to 10 views an hour on that same video. That's the nature of the beast. But what I wanted to do here today was kind of talk again about the pivot, about switching niches, because you may or may not be feeling the same thing, or maybe you are trying to target too narrow, or maybe you're trying to target too broad. Hopefully by us sharing this is going to help you and maybe give you some ideas, maybe even some inspiration to go ahead and try different angles into other markets that could lead the people back to you. And that's what we're doing here. Now, I will say the audience that this was put out there to, it's definitely a different audience, because probably the most, I don't want to say controversial, but just not the same type of comments that we've received before. Let me just say that. All right. So there's that, that we have to kind of say, okay, is this the right audience? I still think it is, but it's definitely one that you'd be like, okay, we have to really refine this now. So we'll kind of walk through that. And I'll actually open up my dashboard and I'll show you guys exactly what we're talking about here. All right. Now, if you guys are here live, let me know in the comments if you guys are here for the first time, or if this is your second, third, or maybe just you're a repeat viewer. We'd like to know that as well. And let us know, do you have your niche dialed in? Do you have your niche exactly who you know that you're going to target, who you want to target, and are you getting some success with that? I'd like to know in the comments if you could leave us that. That would be awesome. Scotty, before we go ahead and share in the dashboard and kind of share the numbers, is there anything you wanted to say on this topic? Because I know you and I kind of go back and forth with like ups and downs.
Yeah, no. I think we know the direction we want to go. I think it's the tough part of kind of re-navigating the channel to take, and that's when it gets frustrating. Whether you're a new channel or whether you are a channel pivoting, you're gonna go through a stretch where nothing's gonna work, in a sense, where you're only going to get a couple hundred views, maybe less, and it's not going to perform until you find your angle into whatever you want to talk about. And so that's something that, even before this video today, we were still testing, right? Is we're trying to find a way into the retirement, community, but also more niche down of using YouTube as a tool for retirement. And the thing is a lot of people aren't really putting those together. So the pool for it isn't that big that we're targeting. So that's when we had our meeting yesterday or the other day. And we talked about how we kind of got to touch the broader audience, but then be able to navigate it down to where it's still our people. And that's where, we saw the Gen X stuff kind of starting to take a little bit. And so we're like, okay, that still applies to what we're talking about. So let's target Gen X maybe and put the keywords in there with that. And then also now you're going to say exactly what you've been doing before, which is talking about retirement and talking about using YouTube as the platform for that. And so I think now that we're kind of navigating that and now having that success from today's video, obviously we're going to have to see more tests and see if that helps us. But now it's like we're on the right track, right? Because now we can see, okay, something clicked here. Let's look at what worked, okay? And the biggest thing that we have not done before that we did in this video was Gen X was in the title. So that was one. The other thing was it was a reaction video, so saying reaction in there too. So that's something we're going to test going forward. And I think our issue was earlier on, and I think you can attest to this, Dad, is earlier on, I think we found something that worked, but then we kind of veered into our own lane too early. Rather than keep pounding on the topic and the thing that people want to hear from and why they clicked on that video in the first place and why that one video gave us 1,000+ subscribers, right? We should have dove into that more. Now, yes, we already talked about what, reasons why we didn't end up kind of doing that. But now I think we have a better idea of, okay, understanding that's what we need to do. So right now, Gen X, we think that's the reason why this is doing a little bit better. Next video is probably going to have something Gen X in the title. And we're going to keep going forward on that and just keep testing it. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, like keep working it until, obviously the algorithm sees our content for what it is, pushes it to the right community. And now we can start again. And that's what I was telling you, having in there, still talking about your retirement in YouTube does not necessarily mean it has to say that in the title, because I feel like for some people it was a turnoff because they didn't know that that's even possible. You see some of the comments and they're like, oh, you can't even make that much money on YouTube. You can't. These are just people that have big accounts. No, like we've done it. Like we've shown that. So now it's like, how can we or have those people understand what we're talking about? So that's my whole thing on that whole kind of thing we were going through the past couple of days. But now knowing that today was not expected, because this happened at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
You texted me and we were getting 100 views an hour on this video, and we're going to go into the dashboard. And I mean, right now we're getting a little over 400 an hour. So the thing ticked up, right? And a lot of our videos in the past have been this past week or two, like 200 views, 300 views,
Total.
600.
Total.
Right? Yeah. Like nothing crazy, nothing close to 1,000. And now this thing took a day. Again, slow growth, took a day. And all of a sudden it hit something in the algorithm. Boom. Took off.
Let's dig in. All right. So this is the one here. We'll dig into the video and everything. And I'm trying something else too here. If you notice, I've got my little whiteboard out by the pool, and I'm trying to make
that. I love, by the way. I love that.
You like that?
I love it. You know why? Because it's so like unique. I think that's something we've never really had, was our own kind of separate thing from everyone. You got the Josh Mayo, whatever, lights the candle, right? You have people do different things. No one is out by a pool with a whiteboard writing stuff down.
Yep.
Right. I think that just, I don't know, it caters to also our audience.
And I like it. I like doing it. It's easier. Also, it's a guide for me to go through. So it's kind of like my notes. If I was to do this non-Gen X style, it would be on my computer on a slide. But I think because I'm speaking to Gen Xers in this video, they can relate to a small little whiteboard, right? Because, for us, it's like old school notebooks, making notes, Post-it notes, like things like that. This isn't speaking to the younger demographic necessarily. I'm not saying it can't, but it isn't. Now, one thing now, Scotty, I was going to say, I didn't even have a chance to talk to you about this, but I want to share this with you because I had a little bit of an epiphany last night. It wasn't last night. It was the night before, because I created this thumbnail after I heard this, and it was from our friend. I say friend, we don't know him personally, but he doesn't know us, but the Graham Stephan, and he was actually on Steve-O. Okay. Steve-O's podcast. Yep. And they were just talking just loosely about thumbnails. And Graham went, and I heard him talk about this before, but I heard him say it again. And he said, if you look at all my thumbnails, you're going to see that majority are going to be me not smiling. And it's usually going to be a negative angle. And he says the reason why is because through all my A/B testing, and this guy's got over 4 million subscribers on one channel, another million on another 2 million on another. So the guy's testing a lot of stuff. And he was like, so it's worth a test. Don't smile, right? Either look concerned, don't smile. It doesn't have to be the one where it's like fake, but just make it look natural. And then, have a negative angle. But here's the thing. I don't want to just be negative, right? I want to be positive. But like he said in that, because it was discussed, well, you don't want to just have negative stuff all the time, but the negative is what gets the attention. And then from there, if you watch this video, you're going to notice that I turn it to where there's a positive. Okay. And if you look on that whiteboard in there, it says bad news on the left side and good news is on the right side. Right. And I did that on purpose. And the other thing I like with doing the whiteboard, Scotty, is I got a prop that I get to put in the video on the thumbnail. Yeah. It looks different. Right. Yeah. So I always take a screen grab of me holding it up in the very beginning.
I think it's funny too. Your epiphany you had, it was the same thing I said in the meeting the other day that we had.
No, you did say the negative angle, and I agreed with you. But when he said, and he even said this, he goes, he takes the same image. He takes 4 images that he has, and he rotates those images, and he just uses those images. That's it. And he just changes out the background, or he changes out something. And he said he learned that from another YouTuber that had did that successfully. Now, I don't necessarily think that's the thing that's making it win. It's just that way here, he doesn't have to take as many new pictures. The way I look at it is I can just pull something from a video clip like this right here.
Yeah.
The thing is though, this video was inspired by a video that I noticed from a financial planner. His name is Azul Wells. And I mentioned him in this video quite a bit because I reacted to his video. And his video, the title was pretty much exactly what I used. The only thing that I added was 52-year-old reacts. And then at the very end, I said, let's fix this. But it was something terrible is happening to GenX. Okay. So that's what it was. Now, I've already gotten a whole bunch of ideas since this video released. And the reason I got these ideas, or how I got these ideas, was from the comments. There's some Gen Xers that are pretty mad, right? So I might be doing, I might be doing one that's more like, why are Gen X's so mad? Or why is Gen X so mad? Right? Or something like that. And I'm going to basically say, I posted a video on the troubles that Gen Xers are having. And man, oh man, I'll tell you what, those Gen Xers, they're friggin' mad. And some of them are kind of mad at me for putting this out there, right? But here's the deal. You don't have to be mad. You just have to say, what can I do today to fix the problem that we're all facing as a Gen X, right? So I've already got ideas on what we'll do. And like you said, the only difference here, I'm going to go ahead and open this one up now. I just want to also do this here. Look at the 1 out of 10. 3,700 in one day in 5 hours. And these are all the other ones. That's where they were at that same time. So if you look at these, I went full time on YouTube with only 1,000 true fans. I stopped focusing on YouTube subscribers, and I forget what the rest of it is there, but $8,000 per month from simple beekeeping videos. And then it's like YouTube retirement plan or something like that, or retirement income. Over 40 and scared to start YouTube. Over 40 YouTuber tip. I shocked a financial advisor with my YouTube retirement plan. So what I'm noticing is, like, you're seeing it, retirement. I was throwing that in there, retirement, over 40 and stuff. And it just wasn't getting pushed. The minute I put Gen X in there, is that the reason?
We don't know until we test it again.
Right. So let's look at the analytics here.
I believe there's 2 reasons. This is my, if I had to take a little hypothesis on what's going on.
Yeah.
I say because of two things. GenX, yes, because you said that. Secondly, you had a negative spin to the title. All your other titles were more positive. So I think those two things combined helped improve this video.
So you think, but what about I stopped focusing on that? I guess that's not a negative. I shocked a financial
It's
advisor.
not really negative though.
Yeah. I wonder if we can go back and look at, let's go back here real quick. Let's look at some of the videos. Actually, you know what? We can go back into analytics and let's just we'll look at the top performers. We'll go here at the top content. And let's just take a look and see what our channel has done here. Okay. So this is, what is this though? This isn't, what time frame is this? This is just last 48. I don't want that. I guess I got to go here into the main analytics and then we'll go into, oh, that's comments. No, I don't want that. Here we go. Okay. And then let's go here and let's see. I can just go by views. Let's go by views. Yeah. Okay. So why people over 40 must start a YouTube channel. That wasn't negative. I recorded this for Dave Ramsey listeners who are over 50 with no retirement saved. I mean, the no retirement saved. Yeah. Top 9 niches that grow fast and earn the most. Stop chasing YouTube money. Do this to get it. YouTube changed my life with less than 1,000 subs. So, and these aren't bangers. Okay. Like, let's be honest. Now, if you do look at our other channel, Brand Creators, there's a lot of negative ones there that did good. Right. And so that is something that we can go look at that channel here in a little bit as well. But let's go back. Let's go back here for a second. Let's see. Back to the dashboard real quick. And let's just go ahead and look at the analytics here real quick. So, I mean, look at this. It launched yesterday at, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. And look at, by 11, we had 34 views. By 12, we had 54 views. 1 o'clock, 69. 2 o'clock, 80. 3, 98. So it basically was just crawling. And then what was it? It was right here, 4 a.m. We started, well, 5 a.m. I'd say. It started picking up. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Yeah, here we go. Right. And then it just kept creeping up. Now, with that being said, if you're looking over here right now, this was last hour. It was 3:01. And right now it's low.
Yeah, it's really low. We might have lost our push.
We might have lost the push. 95 in the last 60 minutes.
But that doesn't mean it couldn't take again.
That's true. That's
true. Because right now, I guarantee what's going on here. Go to your click-through rate. I guarantee right now it's testing another audience.
It could be.
Which I don't know why it does that when the audience. See, look how it's going down.
Well, no, this is click-through rate.
No, I know. But listen,
this is impression. Well, no, you can't look at. And I always tell people, don't look at this right here. This is like right this second. 7.2.
No, I get that, but it's trending that way right now because it's testing another audience. That's what I'm saying.
It could be. But if we look here, we've had 3,700 views. Watch time was 195 hours and 27 subscribers, which is pretty good. And then down here, we have YouTube recommendations, home, and then up next. Right there. So, engagement. We have anything on engagement yet? Yeah, 311. We're actually 37 seconds less than normal.
That's what makes me feel like that doesn't even matter. It's literally, I don't even think it's thumbnail. I really think it's title.
I know, and you bring up a good point because, like, we have other videos that this was like 2 minutes above, like the average, and then this was up, and it's like, why did this one get pushed?
And it's funny. I was doing some research yesterday at work, and there was a guy that posted a video. He's got a little over 1 million subscribers, I think. And he has a couple different channels, but he even said that thumbnails don't even really matter. It's titles. And he proved it by like, and yes, he has a lot, but he did it on other channels too, where he literally just takes, he just does like the automated, whatever YouTube puts up there.
Yeah.
That's it. Now he does a lot of screen grab stuff. So it's like, it would be like what we have right now. And then the screen grab of the graph right here.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. But he said, but he spends as much time as he can on titles. That's it. Just titles. He said, because that's what's really grabbing people in. They're not even really looking at the thumbnails as much. It's more of the words that's being said. So
Well,
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like the negative, words. Because here's the other thing: some of your thumbnails have had negativity to it. Your thumbnails, but not the actual title. So that's
But if
what,
you,
again, what makes me think thumbnail doesn't really matter as much as the title.
well, no, I don't fully agree with that, because you can have a good title, but if no one clicks on it, it's not going to matter.
I get that, but
It would,
I'm telling you what I'm seeing is titles for some reason are way more than thumbnails. Okay, I'll give you an example. We
well,
pulled
no,
up that lady the other day, right? The I forget her name, but the one lady where she's an Uber driver or whatever, and we were like, what the heck? But it's something about the way the titles are written that, because her thumbnails wasn't anything. It was her in a car.
okay, but wait a minute. Time out for a second. So think about this though. Forget about the thumbnail for a minute. You're right on the thumbnail doesn't matter of you getting pushed. Okay. At first, what the title does is it gives you the exposure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So why then did this title take almost 15 hours before it went, before
I
it
think
got
because
pushed?
it pushed it to your, and I know they say it doesn't, but I think it pushed it more to your subscriber base first, or not even your subscriber base. Think about this. We've trained this channel right now for over 40, right? So it's pushing it to that exact audience that we've been pushing to. Okay. Now you're talking about the Gen Xers. So not over 40 as the keyword, but the Gen Xers, right? So now after the first 24 hours of it saying, hey, I'm going to give you it to your audience, oh, it's not taken. You know what? Hey, let's pull from your title real quick. Oh, Gen X. Let's push to Gen X now. And then boom, freaking takes. That's
Well,
my guess. I
okay.
don't know. I don't work for YouTube.
Because
But
here's the only thing different is Gen X.
in the negative. But yeah.
You can say the negative, but we can easily test this. Now, here's another thing that Graham Stephan had said. In the first 30 minutes, if his video is not performing how it should be performing, he changes the title. After the first hour, if it's not performing, thumbnail.
Yep.
But you got to remember, he's also dealing with, he's got 1 million subscribers. The minute he pushes out a video, he gets instant impressions to where he can then determine if it's not performing well. So could it be like, okay, let's say that this didn't have Gen X in it and it had like something terrible is happening to over 40 crowd, right? Or over 50, let's say. And then you were like, oh, it's not working. And all you did was changed it to put Gen X in there. Does that mean that it signaled the algorithm to now show it to the Gen X audience? Like, that's the thing that is unclear that I don't think we're ever
gives
going
it
to
a
know.
chance, but I mean, I don't think we'll ever know. I think it just gives it a chance because, I mean, think about this. You're trying to train YouTube to understand what your content's about. So that means your title, your description, what you're saying in your video, because they're listening now with AI and everything, right? So it's now you're hitting that part of it. And again, it's like, I mean, here, I'll give you an example, right? Our friend Ryan Lee, right? So he's doing his thing, which is the 1K a day, right? And that's starting to take, right? Where anytime he puts that, pretty much it's doing pretty good, right? But like, think about this: is if he did a different video right now, it's gonna push it all to those people first that were there for 1K. Even if it's not his subscribers, it's people that came in contact with what his stuff was. If it's something different, they're either going to click off of it or it's going to test another audience.
Well, that's the power though of having like this video, right? Or any video. Let's say our one video, like the Dave Ramsey video that I did. Okay. Got 27,000 views. There's 26,000 people that watched even 10 seconds of that video. Should now be potentially recommended a video from our channel.
You would think so.
You would think, right?
Yep.
Whether that's true, I don't know. I've done other ones after the Dave Ramsey with Dave Ramsey in it, and it didn't perform as good. So that's what makes you're like, is it just timing too? Is it timing? Like you put the thing out and maybe at that time there's a lot of inventory for Dave Ramsey keyword, and then it's not going to push it. You know what I mean? Like you have to ask yourself some of those questions. It's hard. Now, the other thing I wanted to do here though, and I did something deliberate in the very beginning. So what I want to do though, is let me just play this beginning right here. Let me know if you can hear it. Gen Xers are, could you hear that? Okay. Let me back up then. All right. Just watch it's like the first 10 seconds, I think it was. Okay. Here we go. Gen Xers are in serious trouble, and that is why I needed to shoot this video. As a 52-year-old Gen Xer, so I said Gen Xer a bunch there. Did that matter? Because now the algorithm is actually transcoding that. They're transcribing it.
I think it matters. I think, but it also mattered that it was in your title because now it
that's what I mean.
Correlates. Yeah.
So does it help that it was here and it's in the intro?
Yeah, I think it does.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the things we kind of have to look at, you know. I'm actually curious. I don't think we'll have the data on this yet. Let me go back here. I don't know if we'll have the engagement. Where's analytics? I don't know if we'll have the why am I not being able to see what I want to see here? I'm in the wrong one. Let me go to content. Let me go into it's so weird that it's okay. I know why, because I have them sorted by that. I didn't want to do that. Let me go ahead and go back to here. We're gonna go let's see here. We'll go here, and then we're gonna go here. There we go. I'm curious on the engagement side. Yeah, it's not there yet. So the audience retention, we don't have that yet. But if we look at, let's just go back to one of the other ones. Let's say, let's see here. I wanted to go back to another one that did good. Let's see. Back here. Man, I don't know why I'm struggling here today. This one's done pretty good. Now, this one here is more search.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's still getting views.
Yeah, this one here has been doing well. This was one we shot in the car. YouTube search, 98%. But again, it's a how-to, right? If I go here, it's a how much does YouTube pay for 1,000 live stream views? That's a direct question that people are asking.
Yeah.
But let's see what it says in the beginning.
How much does YouTube pay for live stream views?
How much does YouTube pay? How much does YouTube pay? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? But let me go into the analytics of this one, and then let's look at the engagement. And if we look here, oh yeah, 75% of viewers are still watching around the 30-second mark. Right? But look at these. See these jumps? These are also where people are going back and they want to see it. You know why? I think because I mentioned a number and they wanted to hear that.
Video. Yep. This is for live streams. Our average right now for live streams, this isn't for regular video. This is for live streams. We're averaging $22.18.
See, they wanted to hear how much it was. So that, I mean, again, that's getting really geeky on it. But what I like to see here is, again, going on to some of these other videos, like even like let's go to the Dave Ramsey one real quick. And let's just take a look. So see, I did this one here. And that was not the one that did. Oh yeah, it was the one that did good. Let's go into that one real quick. And so let's look at this. I recorded this for Dave Ramsey listeners who are over 50 with no retirement saved. Okay. Let's listen.
So the other day I saw a video posted by Dave Ramsey. You know, he's the retirement guy, and he's been around for years. And he has a lot of guests on there that say, I'm over 50 years old and I don't have any money for retirement.
So I basically said everything that's in that title, right?
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey, retirement, no retirement.
And here's the other thing too. And I think that this is something that we need to dive into. And you kind of mentioned it the other day. And I was kind of like against it a little bit, not 100%, but a little bit. But I actually am changing my thoughts as I'm watching stuff. But I think we need to, like, you need to hit more of like reaction stuff, because you've done 2 reaction videos. Both of them have performed very well. And you go to brand creators, your reactions always do really well. You know, why are we going away from that? I think build that up a little bit. So now you're getting known, because I watched a video on, you know, who you vaguely know him. I know it's a different content, but Duke Dennis, he's part of the AMP group, those group of guys who do all the streaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what he said is, and he's like, if I was to start over, he's like, in 3 months I could get just as big because I would do this, blah, 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 blah. And he's one of the biggest things he said was to getting to know yourself, or getting people to know you, is going out and doing reaction videos of the top people you want to be around, right? That you want to be suggested on. And eventually you're going to be popping up so much up there that now they're going to see you enough to where now when you want to break out and do your own video, you're going to be still in that suggested, because you've been hammered in their stuff the whole time. Like you're always popping up with their stuff. So now when you pop up there, now you're a familiar face. And now instead of it being you down here and they're up here, now you're starting to go on the same playing field, because now you're always being suggested on their content. And now you're becoming one of their peers, rather than you being down here and they're being like, you know, this high and mighty channel. And he's like, that's exactly the approach that he took. And that's how he got to where he was. He's like, he found the top creators he wanted to be like, and he reacted to everything of their stuff. So that way he's in the suggested. So for you, it would be like all the retirement stuff. So like Azul or any of these people that are bigger accounts is all retirement stuff. I would keep hounding that stuff or reactions. And again, you're still putting your twist on everything, because you're going to be talking about what no one's talking about, which is building retirement from a YouTube channel. Right. So that's your spin. And like everyone says, like, you're using other people's content in the fact of like, you're using the basis idea of retirement, like the broad topic, but now you're going to put your twist on it, which is YouTube. Right. And so no one's talking about that. It's a very small niche that no one's, again, talking about. So if you can dive into that, but the biggest thing is we need a broader audience to even get us any eyeballs. Because if we don't, then it's like we're going to be talking to 100 people every time. Which, yes, I know you're true 1,000 fans, but if you don't even hit 1,000 fans, then you can't even get that. Right. So like I was thinking about that today when I was doing research, is we need to find every top creator in retirement for you to react to, that we want to come up under. So that way, when it's suggested, you're popping up. Then after a month of doing that, you're going to be shown so much on all these people's threads that now when Scott puts a video out of, you know, whatever, one of these ones you've already done that you say about no retirement or how, whatever, right? How I use YouTube to, you know, fund my retirement. Now people are going to be like, oh, I know that guy. He did this one. And now they're going to click on it. Right.
No, I agree. I think
that's the approach we need to take.
I think there's something to that. I think, again, like you're landing on the different keywords, and the keyword could be a person's name, right? Or you're just reacting to a statement. So in this video,
you didn't even mention Azul in this one.
No, because he's not like a Dave Ramsey. Like people don't know him like a Dave Ramsey. I just reacted to that video, right? Or the comment, or not the comment, but the context, right?
Yeah.
So all I did was I just went and I said, okay, this video I watched, something terrible is happening to GenX. That was his title. And so all I did is I watched it and I was like, wow, GenX is in trouble. And this is interesting. I want to react to it because I have some thoughts. So then I threw this in here because this makes it like, if you're someone that's 50 plus, you see that I'm reacting to this terrible thing that's happening to Gen X. Then I put this in here, and this was actually a recommendation from my good buddy Ryan Lee, who him and I voxer back and forth, or audio message back and forth all the time on titles and stuff. And he thought that how to fix this. He also thought, and here was another interesting twist on how you could. This is just like words that make people either think like, oh, you're going to show me how to fix it. He had another one that said, let's fix it, or something like that, meaning let's do it together. So that's another thing that I'll probably try, but this did okay. Now, is this thing going to keep going? I don't know. I just looked before we got on here, and we were at about 286 views per hour, but like an hour before that, we were 500 views per hour. Right now we're dropping like a friggin' brick, Scotty.
I know.
It's 45 views per hour right now. So is it over? Is the ride over? I don't know. Come back next week and we'll share with you if it is or if it isn't. Do me a favor though, guys. If you guys are enjoying this, getting value from this, just hit the like button, give us a little love there, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this. Because I talked to Scotty. I think Thursdays are going to be our day to update you, but also update each other and really look at our analytics and then be able to go from there. I will say our other channel, Brand Creators, we're about to hit 100,000 subscribers, people. And it's been a long go. But the other thing we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to see, did it even help us by getting to 1,000 or 100,000 subscribers? Did it help us? I don't know. We're gonna find out, but we're gonna actually share that with you. And I'm gonna go in here real quick, so just bear with me. I am going to bring you in on the back end of that right now, and you can see that channel. So that channel right now, this is our last 28 days, so 141,000. Now that's not bad, but we were higher than that. Look at that, 232,000 is what we were getting. So we're dropped a little bit there, but still earning, well, almost 3,000. It's actually probably more than 3,000 for last month. If I go in here, let's see where are we at. September was 34.99. So it just fluctuates. And you can see here, this was 36, this was 39, this was 34. So we're averaging around over $3,000 a month just from ads. But right now, where are we? We're in the analytics. Where's our audience? Right here. Where are we at? Subscribers. Does it show me my numbers in here? It doesn't. Why doesn't it show us the numbers in there? That's weird. 99,887. So if we did some quick math, that is 113.
Yep.
Subscribers is what we need.
Yep.
113. Take it. But just looking at, I'll take you guys in here real quick. But just looking at this here, if I go into the analytics on the content,
the reaction video is still going crazy.
Yeah, so this it's dropped though, but this here is funny. It fluctuates. Like it's getting 9 views per hour right now. But if you look at the numbers, let me go into the numbers here real quick. Not that one. This one right here. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek. Let's see here. Yeah, so the numbers have dropped, but you have spikes. Like see, like right here, these are like hourly, and then here it's still getting like a bunch. Now this video was done over a year ago. Here we had a little jump here, 23 views. This and it's all in browse. YouTube search, 19.3%. Earned over $6,000. 4,500 subscribers. 431,194 views from this reaction video. Okay. So that's pretty good, but I did want to go into real quick just to kind of really share, I guess, the whole like negative, the negative stuff on how it does perform well. Let me go here. Let's see. Okay. This is the top content for this period. Okay. So that video, this last 28 days, got 14,000 views. Again, remind you that this here was done October 20th, 2023. Okay. This one here was one recent, and that did 9,400. And that was September 30th. And that was Etsy's algorithm update deadline. So it's in red on the thumbnail, and that's an SEO deadline. So people want to know, what is the deadline? That one did well. Urgent, fix your Etsy SEO issues before deadline. That was a live stream that we did. And that live stream average duration, 23 minutes, guys. 23 minutes people stuck around and listened to us, because that thing was about almost 2 hours. That's how you get your watch time up, by the way. This one here, more news. Etsy employee shares new Etsy SEO updates. Okay. Now this one here is interesting because this one was done well over a year ago. It's almost what's that, March, a year and a half ago. And that one's starting to kind of pick up again. That's gotten us 6,000 views just last month. And that thing is that old. This one, another one, the end of Temu and Shein. Government crushes loophole, 4,500. This was an Etsy shop audit. This worked, the simple Etsy promotion strategy, but that wasn't negative. This was a little bit traffic crash. This was just done the other day, October 9th, 3,700 views already. So, you know, people a lot of times they want to know, like, well, can you make good money with a small channel? I consider this still a smaller channel, but this channel grew, I would say, in the last 18 to 20 months by 75,000 subscribers. Before that, had like 25,000, still had 7-figure years. So anyway, just wanted to kind of share behind the scenes of that, and kind of also let you know we're going to be celebrating 100,000 subscribers here pretty soon. So that's what I got for you guys here today. Hopefully this is helpful. Let's see here. I got Grandma Jeannie's creation. Yeah. She says, Think Media had an attorney guest on his show today. They say YouTube will take over TV and movies soon. I agree. Someone said, you know what's funny, Scotty? Someone said in one of the comments from the recent video that, well, you might as well take advantage of it now because YouTube will probably be gone in the next 7 to 10 years because of AI. And I don't know how AI is going to replace human, like us. Like, you're going to know if it's AI, and you can say, well, no, you're not, because you can replicate someone. You can, you're 100% right. But to me, like, you're not going to have this. It's like us sitting down, having a cup of coffee, and just discussing this stuff. Right.
Yeah. They actually had, I just watched an episode that Colin and Salim dropped today.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that as well. Which has a lot of cool features to it. Like, I think AI is actually going to improve YouTube. I don't think it's going to hurt it. But the personal interaction is definitely way different. And also in their episode, they were talking about too, like, how it is becoming like TV. Because if you notice now, so they're starting to make the shift towards having all their content be in the resolution of a TV screen now, sizing wise. And so now, like, if you go on Netflix right now, I didn't realize this until they broke this down. When you're on Netflix, and you know how you're in your account and you have stuff that's catered to you. So, like, let's say, Dad, you're into action movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna want to show you action movies because they think you're gonna click on it and watch it, right? Now, here's the thing: you might have a comedy movie, okay, that's on that home page. The thumbnail it chooses is one that's closest to action because that's something that you would like. So, like, it might be a scene in it, and they'll take that, and that'll be on the thumbnail.
Okay.
So that's something that they're doing. That's on Netflix. Now YouTube is starting to do the same thing. Sure. So now on your TV screen, if you go on YouTube, some of the titles, especially the ones that are doing A/B testing,
Mhm.
they will do ones that is more catered to what you're already interested in.
Got it.
And so now they showed the format, it's starting to kind of look like Netflix. So
Mhm.
they're taking some of the stuff Netflix does and now putting it a YouTube spin on it. But it's just a matter of time before, YouTube becomes, in charge of everything. Now, they're trying this year because in November they're doing the first TV thing, which is with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Mhm.
And that's the first TV thing to air. So they are starting to try TV on there. But I believe because YouTube's been out for so much longer, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 5-10 years, YouTube buys out Netflix.
It could. Yeah, it could.
Like, or even partner, like even partner up because they're both kind of doing the same thing in a sense. I think YouTube's a little bit more advanced. Even now, like they're really into just helping creators as much as possible. They're starting that whole hype. Have you seen the hype thing
Yeah, the
now?
hype. Yep.
The leaderboard and stuff. And that's just more to incentivize you because and like they were saying, think about this. When you post your video, right, you always are looking at the 1 out of 10 or whatever, right? The ranking system, right? Number one is like, yes, it can get disappointing at times, but it's a challenge. You're trying to get to number one, right? It's the
Mhm.
same thing when it comes to this hype thing. You're trying to build yourself up on the leaderboard because we're competitive with ourselves and we're competitive with others. We
Yeah.
want to see that. So it's like
Mhm.
a nice payoff when you see like, oh, I'm number 5 out of
Yeah.
whatever in my category or my space. Cause it's not just like YouTube, it's like your space. So like
Mhm.
in retirement, you could be number 10 right now,
Mhm.
because that you're specifically in that content area, right? And you're going to be like, hey, I want to get to 5, and you're going to
Right.
start working towards that. So I think YouTube is like always working on improving all of this stuff. And like I said, it's just a matter of time where this is going to ultimately take over all the platforms. I feel like because YouTube has been around the longest, and I think they have the most invested in it as far as trying to build up this massive company, which it already is.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris Schaefer, who's got food poisoning, by the way, it basically said that's the third TV live thing that aired. Joe Rogan's new special was live on Netflix, and they
Okay.
did some cooking thing. Plus, they have 2 NFL games as well. Yeah. So yeah, they already started rolling this out. Even didn't they also do the roast with Brady? Wasn't that live? That was a live.
That's true. They did
Yeah,
do
that
that.
was a live thing that they did
I
too,
forgot
because
about that.
they had a couple of things that go, well, that's what happens when it's live, because they couldn't really do anything about it. So yeah, I agree. Classical says, if YouTube is trying to get small creators to people who actually care, why haven't they already done this? Selecting the right thumbnail for the right viewer from the video itself. I mean, that's a great question. I don't know why. I don't think any of us know, but I do know that they are trying to. I mean, think about it. It's funny. I'm actually careful now of what I click on because I know I'm going to get targeted with more of their content. Right. And I know I can click on it and go, I don't want to see any more of this anymore. I know I can do that, but I'm also a little reluctant to just click on something because I might want to watch that one little bit, but I also know that my feed is going to be with, inundated with that stuff. So I'm almost more careful. Yeah, and Chris said they're getting heavy on the live. Grandma Jeannie Creation says, how does hype work? I honestly don't know. Scotty knows more about it than I do, but maybe Scotty's got to do a little more digging and he's got to get on here and maybe do a little live segment there on the hype, because that's new and
I mean
it's help creators.
The basic thing that I know about it is your subscribers or people who come across your content have the ability to hype up your channel. And it's like giving a like in a sense, but to your overall channel.
Yeah.
And so the more you get of that, the more you move up on the leaderboard. And then obviously what I think is once you move up, you're going to start getting pushed out more because people are resonating with your content. I think it's another way. And this is what Colin and Salim are saying, that they think it's another way for small creators to get pushed more is through like the positive engage. It's like another way of engagement besides just like, your likes and comments, which they're saying likes and comments really never mattered. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they say.
Yeah.
it's more watch time and that stuff. But now
Yep.
it's like, okay, you can actually hype this person up because you know, are a big fan of them. And
But is there a
it's
call to action to hype? Do I say like, hey,
I
if you
don't,
like this, hype me up? You know, do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know if they've even fully released everything yet. I just know it's I think planning to go forward, but I don't know 'cause I haven't used it yet. But I
The
don't
other
even know where it is because I've looked in the in the
the
analytics. I haven't even seen it.
they might be slowly rolling it out. The other thing that they're rolling out is the community is going to be more interactive. So it's not just going to be like you put out a poll or you ask a question, you get comments. It's going to actually be like a forum like it used to be, or like Facebook where you can communicate back and forth and someone else can post in there. And so you're really building a community. So we'll have to see. I mean, listen, it's funny. The crowd that YouTube targeted for me with the Gen X stuff, I can tell it's a different audience because they're asking certain questions that make me believe that, and they're also making some statements that make me feel like they're a little jaded, right? They're a little pissed off because, you know, whatever. You know, life dealt them the cards that they did, and now it's, you know, the government's fault or it's someone else's fault, right? Like that's the kind of negative vibe that I'm feeling a little bit. Not all of them, but I can tell that, and so I guess with that being said, you have to realize that what you are targeting or who you are targeting, you have to then ask yourself after you've done it a little while, is that the audience that I want to attract? Because they will find the audience. It's just a matter of, is that the audience that you want to attract?
Yeah.
Right now it's too early for us, but, and I guess, you know, Scotty, just while we're on here real quick. So what's the next plan of attack? Like now we had this video, and I'm going to probably,
I mean, I said it earlier. I
I'm
think
going to
there's
shoot a
two
video
things.
tomorrow and
I think
post
there's
it.
two things. You are going to be talking specifically to Gen Xers, and then you're also going to be, we are going to construct a title that is in, and I hate using the word negative, but in a negative connotation or whatever. So that way, again, testing if negative is the thing, you know, if is negative in Gen X. Because here's the thing, the dude that you did that Azul that you did your thing off of, right? You even said it. His biggest video was that video in like the past, whatever, 3 months or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That was his biggest video, and it was negative. I mean, and it's in Graham Stephan saying it with over 1 million subscribers. Like a lot of them are saying that. And if you look, I mean, it's not even like looking at it. It's common sense of the fact of if I go on any news outlet right now, what is the news always talking about? And why is the news still relevant to this day? Because it's all negative stuff. People want to hear the negative, no matter that, like, if you want to agree with that or not. They want to hear the negative, but they also want to hear the light at the end of the tunnel and want to hear what's going to be good. So when you first hit them with the, oh, shoot, you better watch out, you know, be careful, blah, blah, blah. But here's how you can get out of that situation. Then now everyone's like, I want to listen to this person. And also, I feel like this is going to help us as well with even retention, because I think like when people hear the negative, they don't want to just hear your negative. Now they want to hear, well, what's your solution? You know, you brought up the negative. Okay, great. What are you going to do about it now? Right.
And I did that in that video with the whiteboard. I literally had a bad news, good news on each side. And the good news, I pointed to it probably about 30, 40 seconds in. And I go, you know, there's a lot of negative stuff that, you know, Azul was talking about. He also gave some very helpful tips, but the one thing that I don't hear anybody talking about is this over here. And I pointed to it and I go, and that's something that I'm going to be focusing on as a Gen Xer. And I'll share that with you here in a little bit. There's actually ways that you can make an extra 1,000, extra 5,000, extra 10,000 even by following this model. So I'll cover that here shortly. So I kind of I open that loop. Basically, I let people know there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but let's talk about the bad news first, right? And then that's what we did. And it seemed to work. The retention was lower, but the reason why I think the retention was lower is because you're getting a broader audience. And then the audience, once they get into it, they might just be like, okay, that is bad news. I mean, it says 3 minutes and some change. So, and the video was like, I think it was like 10 or 12 minutes. I don't think it was over 12 minutes. so they watched the third or fourth. No, yeah, something like that. But anyway, so I think that they got in and then they might have just been like, okay, great. Like we're in trouble. And they didn't want to stick around for whatever, but some people did, and I know that some people did because there's a call to action in there where I said, hey, if you want to download our roadmap, our 100K roadmap that basically walks you through exactly what I'm doing and what I've been doing, and that's going to create retirement income for me, go ahead and put 100K in the comments and I'll send it to you. And I've had people do that. So I know that they're watching that far. Which, by the way, if you guys want a copy of the 100K YouTube creators roadmap, it's a little business plan. Just put 100K in the comments and we'll send it to you. All right. 100K in the comments and I will send it to you. All right.
I just wanted to add one more thing.
Yeah.
About the hype. I see a lot of hype stuff in there. Here's a little, let's see. I did have it up. Here it is. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. And hang on, let me zoom in on it for you. All right, so I'm just going to, just this first little blurb, you can kind of see this. I think this is going to be amazing for creators. So if a video's been out less than 7 days from a creator with under 500,000, so this is, again, specifically hitting the small creators, you can hype it up and go beyond liking and sharing. The more hype it gets, the higher it climbs on a leaderboard with the top 100 hype videos from the week. Anyone can hype up 3 times per week. In the future, we plan to allow fans to purchase additional hypes, unlocking another revenue stream for creators too. So obviously that's a great, if this works, if the, I guess, viewers like this and they, go with it, because ultimately if the viewers are into it, then yes, we're going to, have another revenue stream coming in. But the biggest thing I get out of all of this is it's literally telling you it is specifically for small content creators. And I know you might think, well, 400,000 subscribers is a lot. It is, but nowadays, like 1 million plus is like the big time creators. Like that's a stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can get to 500,000 because we're even learning. We'll keep you updated. We know people that once they hit 100K, it just starts going after that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just starts kind of trickling up without even realizing it. So we'll see on that. But the biggest thing is it's going to be doing it for those small creators. So, you have a chance of getting, those loyal fans that you have and hyping you up, and then ultimately seeing if you can be in the top 100 for. And I think, and it doesn't say it here, I'm going to do more research for next time, but I'm pretty sure too, it's just in the content area that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like a top 100 of YouTube. I believe it's a top 100.
It's a category.
Your category, which makes it even better,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have a smaller category, you can start, moving up in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
So
cool.
That's the hype. And
yeah, awesome. And the other hype is that the Yankees are going to close it out tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I hope so.
We hope so.
And I have one more hype. I don't even know if Chris knows this.
Maybe he knows now that he's looking at your hat.
But this hat right here, this is something that just happened. So I'll have my first appointment next week, but I am expecting a child, my first child. So I am super excited about that. Found out this information last Friday, surprised him the night of.
Yes, you did.
And yeah, so that's the next chapter. So we got to get this thing rocking and rolling. Get some more funds in
we
here.
Got diapers to buy.
I gotta buy diapers, man.
You gotta buy some diapers over there.
I gotta buy diapers.
Yeah. So pretty exciting stuff. Again, like this will be stuff that the way I look at it too is like everything that we're doing right now, like Scotty and I are doing this channel together. You're seeing us work on it behind the scenes. You're also seeing the bigger channel that I've been growing now with my partner, Chris Schaefer, for over 9 years. Scotty's been helping us with that probably for the past 3 years. So you're getting to see all that. But to me, it's like, this is about documenting the journey. So when we look back, we get to say, remember when you were expecting and now your child's 3 years old, look where we are, right? That's what it's all about. So anyway, I know.
You know what's funny, Chris?
Don't you have a bathroom trip to make or something?
The funny thing is my wife, she did say that she was like, we should do another Scotty. And I said, no, we can't have 3. Like, we just can't. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
that'd be
that.
hard. That'd be
We got to
hard.
do another one.
Yeah.
So I will release the name when that comes out. We already
Yep.
know it, by the way. If it's boy or girl, we have them both picked out.
That's good.
But yeah,
All right.
so
Yeah, but we got a Yankee game to watch tonight.
I got some smash burgers to make at your place.
Make some smash burgers tonight on the flat grill, a little baked potato, and we're gonna just chill and have a little liquid death.
Yeah, I actually
That's what I'm
just stocked my fridge up with that too.
Did you? What kind you
I
get?
did. I got the bury me alive or whatever.
Bury me alive. Yeah, that's good.
That's what Lila likes. So I got it.
That's good. I went and got the cherry the other day because they were all out of my blood orange, so I had to get the cherry, and I actually like it. It's really good. So you can try one of them tonight if you want.
Nice, cool.
All right. Grandma Jeannie's Creation says, congratulations, Scotty.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, so guys, stay tuned for more updates. Like I said, these lives on Thursday are going to be very loose, like they have been. But we're really just, instead of us thinking like, oh, we have to come up with a creative topic or this, that, or the other, we're just going to report on what happened the week before and kind of keep you up to date, but also so you can see the different changes, the moves, the tests, the things that we're doing, and hopefully it's helpful. Let us know in the comments if it is. And again, do us a favor. We don't know if it helps. Hit the like button. Give us a little love. Give Scotty a little love for the new baby. And then subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from us. If you're not yet part of our email list, which that's growing too, by the way, which we're really, really excited about. Over 500 of you have signed up on our email list and downloaded the 100K the little business plan. That's how you get on our email list. And if you would like to join our email list and also get I believe it's about an 18-page PDF that goes through exactly what we're doing to build out this new channel and the same thing that I've done to build out the other 2 channels, just go ahead and put 100K in the comments and we will send you a copy. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, and let's go. Proud underdogs. Yeah, eventually that'll make sense. But right now we're going to end it right there. All right, guys, take care. Have an awesome night.
Later.